In 1912, a rare book dealer discovered a manuscript that no one has been able to read. Not in 1912, not in 2026. It's written in a language that doesn't exist. It contains plants that don't grow on Earth. It shows star charts that match no known constellations. Cryptographers from World War II tried to decode it, failed. The FBI tried, failed. Modern AI tried, failed. For 600 years, this book has defeated every codebreaker on the planet. It's called the Voynich Manuscript. And in 2025, we finally discovered how it might have been created, but we still can't read it. This is the investigation. I'm the lead investigator for Global Paradox. In 1912, rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich bought this manuscript from Jesuits in Italy. He thought it was a lost work by Roger Bacon, a 13th century philosopher. But carbon dating in 2011 pinned the vellum to 1404 to 1438. The ink matches the period too. This isn't a modern hoax. This is real. 140 pages of calfskin vellum, written by at least 5 different scribes, all contributing to the same sections. This was a collaborative effort, not a lone madman's work. The text uses an alphabet that doesn't exist. But here's what's strange. It follows rules. Common words repeat. Rare words are rare. Certain letters only appear at the start of words. Certain letters only appear at the end. It behaves exactly like a real language, except it matches nothing on Earth. As an investigator, I look at patterns, and the Voynich manuscript is full of them. The text has information density that matches natural languages. Word repetition follows natural curves. The structure is rigid but consistent. Linguists tried to map it to Latin, failed. Hebrew, failed. Old Turkish, Nahuatl, Arabic, failed. Modern AI in 2025 and 2026 clustered the glyphs, analyzed the patterns, and produced nonsense translations. Here is the detail everyone ignores. This isn't random gibberish. The statistical depth is too sophisticated, the patterns too consistent. If it's a hoax, it's the most elaborate hoax in history, created centuries before we understood statistical linguistics. And that's the paradox. It screams, "I am meaningful," but refuses to tell us what it means. The manuscript is divided into sections: herbs, astronomy, recipes. But the strangest section, the biological section. It shows dozens of naked women bathing in green pools. The pools are connected by tubes. The women are holding stars. Some are pointing at plants. Medieval scholars thought it was about gynecology or bathing cures. But when you look closer, the tubes look like plumbing systems or vascular systems, like someone was mapping blood flow in 1420, centuries before we understood circulation. The herbal section is equally strange. Over 100 plants drawn in detail. Some resemble real European herbs, sunflower-like, viola, but twisted. Roots drawn as animals, leaves in impossible arrangements. No exact matches in medieval herbals. Some plants combine features from multiple species. Was this a pharmacopoeia of hybrid plants, lost knowledge, or something else entirely? The illustrations aren't random. They integrate with the text. Plants are labeled. Women point to glyphs. Yet no one can read the captions. During World War II, the best codebreakers in history worked on this manuscript. William Friedman, the man who broke Japan's purple cipher, the man who changed the course of the war. He founded the NSA's cryptanalysis department. He solved codes that nations thought were unbreakable. But the Voynich? It broke him. Friedman spent decades on this manuscript. He tried every cipher technique known to cryptography. He assembled teams of the brightest minds. Nothing worked. He died in 1969 believing the manuscript was a hoax, that it meant nothing, that all those years were wasted chasing gibberish. But modern analysis proves he was wrong. It does mean something. We just don't know what. Wilfred Voynich, the man who discovered it, spent his life trying to decode it. He died in 1930, never knowing what it said. His widow spent the rest of her life trying to sell it. Nobody wanted an unreadable book. It ended up at Yale in 1969, a gift nobody could use. For over a century, this manuscript has defeated the smartest people on Earth, until 2025, when something changed. In late 2025, a peer-reviewed paper was published in Cryptologia. The breakthrough, the Naibbe cipher, named after a 14th century Italian card game. It uses dice and playing cards, or tarot decks, to create a complex substitution cipher. Here's how it works. You break Latin or Italian text into 1 or 2 letter chunks. You map them to 6 substitution tables using card draws. The result? Words with Voynich-like lengths, frequencies, and positional rules, all by hand. All possible in the 15th century. It doesn't decode the manuscript, but it proves something critical. A medieval cipher could generate these statistical patterns without modern technology. For decades, skeptics said the Voynich's complexity proved it was either gibberish or required knowledge from the future. The Naibbe cipher destroys that argument. It revives the cipher hypothesis, and it explains why the manuscript is so hard to crack. It's verbose. It's homophonic. One letter can map to multiple symbols. Multiple symbols can map to one letter. It hides one-to-many mappings in a way that conventional ciphers don't. This is why AI fails. This is why Friedman failed. They were looking for simple substitution. This is anything but simple. So the Naibbe cipher proves the Voynich could be a real cipher. But that raises an even bigger question. If it is a cipher, what knowledge was worth hiding this way? Medical secrets? The herbal section suggests lost pharmacology, plants that don't exist anymore, treatments we've forgotten, alchemical formulas. The pharmaceutical section shows jars, roots, processes. Medieval alchemy was the foundation of chemistry. Esoteric philosophy. The astronomical section shows zodiac diagrams with 30 moons per sign instead of 12. Stars in patterns no astronomer recognizes. Or something else entirely. The biological section with its green tubes and impossible anatomy. The women holding stars. The vascular-like system centuries before Harvey discovered circulation. What did they know in 1420 that they couldn't say openly? The Naibbe cipher doesn't end the mystery, it sharpens it. Because now we know this wasn't nonsense. Someone put real knowledge into this book, and they encrypted it so well that 600 years later, we still can't break it. The Voynich manuscript is the ultimate unsolved cipher, carbon-dated authentic, statistically sophisticated, visually haunting, and in 2026, still unreadable. The Naibbe cipher breakthrough proves it could be real encrypted knowledge, but it doesn't tell us what that knowledge is. William Friedman died thinking it was a hoax. Wilfred Voynich died never knowing what he'd found. And we're still here 600 years later, staring at pages we can't read. If a breakthrough comes, new multispectral scans, AI refinement, or overlooked details in the marginalia, Global Paradox will bring it to you first. So here's my question. What do you think it is? A lost medical text? Alchemical secrets? A constructed language? Or the most elaborate hoax in history? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if you want more investigations into mysteries that refuse to be solved, subscribe to Global Paradox. The unreadable stays unreadable, for now. Investigation closed.